Under the ground lost. The picnic. Tom and Becky had gone along paths of McDougal's cave with the cost of ch11. Soon all the children began to play gamos, running around in the passages, iding and trying to catch one another. Tom and Becky joined of course then after a while they tired of the games and welkud down a winding passage holding their candles high. Visitors to the cave had written their names and the dates on the walls in candle smoke. Becky and Tou read some of them as they walked along. They were talking so much that it was a little while before they noticed that they were now in a part of the cave that had no writing on the wall. They used candle smoke to write their own names on the rock and walked on. Soon they came to a place where a little stream of water was running. Over the years it had shaped the cave wall so it looked like a frozen waterfall. Tom went behind it to light it up with the candle so that Becky could see it better. Behind the stone waterfall he found an opening in the rock leading downwards. At once he wanted to explore it. Becky agreed, and together they started to walk down into the earth. They wound this way and that, fur down into the cave, making smoke. Marks here and there to show them the way back. This was exciting. They would have a lot to tell the children above when this returned. In Uni Place they found Ange open space full of shining stalactites, as long and thick as a man's leg. They walked around it and left by one of the many passages that opened into it. The next place they found was full of bats. There were thousands of them. The candle lights woke them up, and they flew at the candle flames. Tom knew this was dangerous, and took Becky's hand to hurry her away. He pulled her into the first opening he found, and not too soon. One of the bats had struck her candle out with its wings. The bats chased the children for quite a long way, but they ran into every new passage that they came to, and at last got away from them. Then Tom found an underground lake. He wanted to explore around its edge, but he decided to sit down and rest first. Now for the first time the dark and the stillness of the place made the children afraid. I didn't notice before, Tom, but it's the first time since I heard any of the others. You're right, Becky, we are down below. We don't know how far we have come, we can't get out from here. Becky was worried. We'd better start back. I wonder how long we've been down here. Yes, I think we'd better. Can you find the way, Tom? It's all mixed up and crooked to me. I think I can find it, but remember the bats. If they put out both our candles, we'll be in trouble. We'll take another way so we don't go through where the bats are. Well, I hope we won't get lost. They started off down a passage and were silent for a long way. They kept looking at each opening, hoping they might remember being there before, but everything looked new to them. At last Becky said, "Oh, Tom, never mind the bats, let's go back that way." Tom stopped. "Listen," he said. All was silent, there was no sound at all. Tom shouted. The noise was terrible. As it faded away it sounded like a frightening laugh. "Oh, don't do it again, Tom, it's too awful," Becky cried. "It is awful, but I'd better try. They might hear us now." He shouted again. The children listened, but there was no answer. Tom turned and borried on. It was only a little while below Baki 400 something was wrong. Tom could not find his wiry hack oi. "Tom, you didn't make any mark lucky. I wow, such a fool, I never thought we mad want to come back."
"No, I can't find a way, it's all mixed up. Tom, we're lost, we're lost."
"Werver, eyes can get out of this awful place." Oh, why did no Ina of the others? She sat down and began to cry. Tom sat beside her and put his arms round her. He blamed himself for getting her lost in this terrible place. He said he wasn't to talk like that, it wasn't all his fault. After a while they went on again. Tom took Becky's candle and blew it out, saying that they must save all the light they had. She knew he had a whole candle and some in his pocket. Even so, he must save them for later. It's hopeless after walking on for a very long way. Becky was too tired to continue. She sat down, and Tom sat with her. They talked about home and comfortable beds and the light outside. Becky cried again, and Tom tried to comfort her, but it was no use. At last she fell asleep. Tom was glad. She looked very peaceful, and had a smile on her lips, as if she was having a lovely dream. When she woke up, they agreed to go on trying to find their way out. They couldn't tell how long they had been in the cave, but it seemed like days and weeks. It was clearly not that long, for they still had their candles. A long time after this, Tom said they must listen for running water. They must find a spring soon, and Tom said it was time to rest again. Both were very tired, but Becky said she thought she could go on a little further. She was surprised, but Tom fastened his candle to the wall. She could not understand it. Nothing was said for a time, then Becky broke the silence. "Tom, I am so hungry." Tom took something out of his pocket. "I had saved a piece of cake from the picnic," he said. He divided it and they ate part of it. There was plenty of water to drink. Becky said that they should go on now, but Tom was silent. After a minute or two he said, "Becky, can you hear it if I tell you something?" Becky's face turned pale, but she said she thought she could. "Well then, Becky, we must stay here, where there's water to drink. That little piece is our last candle." Becky began to cry. At last she said,